Hi, in this video we will talk about SARMS, in other words selective androgen receptor modulators, has become increasingly popular among teenagers, among athletes, and so we'll talk about what pros and cons. Is it safe or is it not safe to use SARMS? So many people say that selective androgen receptor modulators are a class of drugs that are marketed as safer and more selective alternatives to anabolic steroids. These drugs work by binding to androgen receptors in the body, leading to increase in muscle mass, bone density, and strength. However, there are concerns about their safety and efficacy, right? And let's take closer look at some statistics and results on SARMS. One study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that use of SARMS can lead to a decrease in testosterone levels in men, which can have a number of negative effects on the body. This study compared the effects of SARMS to those of testosterone replacement therapy (TRT) and found that those treatments led to a decrease in testosterone levels, but that the decrease was more significant with SARMS. This study also found that the use of SARMS led to an increase in luteinizing hormone, which is a marker of testicular dysfunction. Another study published in the Journal of Analytical Toxicology found that many SARMS supplements sold online contain substances that were not listed on the label. The study analyzed 44 SARMS supplements and found that nearly 40% of them contained unapproved drugs, including the prescription drug sildenafil or Viagra, which can have serious side effects when taken improperly. This lack of regulation and oversight means that there is no way to know for sure what is actually in the SARMS that are being sold and whether they are safe to use. There are also reported side effects associated with SARM usage. This can range from mild to severe and may include things like acne, hair loss, and mood changes. More serious side effects may include liver damage and cardiovascular issues. It is important to note that SARMs are not currently approved by the FDA for human use, and their safety and efficacy haven't been fully evaluated. While SARMs may offer some benefits in terms of muscle growth and fat loss, there are also potential risks and health concerns associated with their usage. As previously mentioned, SARMs have been shown to cause a decrease in testosterone levels in men. Testosterone is a hormone that plays a key role in the development of male reproductive organs and secondary sex characteristics, as well as bone and muscle mass. When testosterone levels are low, men may experience a variety of symptoms, including low sex drive, erectile dysfunction, decreased muscle mass and strength, and decreased bone density. The decrease in testosterone levels associated with SARMs use is particularly concerning because it can lead to testicular dysfunction. This is because SARMs can disrupt the normal feedback loop between the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and testes that controls testosterone production. In the study mentioned earlier, and the use of SARMs led to increase in luteinizing hormone, which is produced by pituitary gland and stimulates testosterone production in the testes. However, this increase in luteinizing hormone did not result in an increase in testosterone levels, including that the testes were not responding normally to the hormone. In addition to the potential of decreased testosterone levels and testicular dysfunction, there are also concerns about the safety of SARMs. As mentioned earlier, many SARM supplements sold online have been found to contain substances that are not listed on the label. This lack of regulation and oversight means that consumers cannot be sure what they are actually ingesting. and whether the product is safe or effective. There are also concerns about the potential for long-term health effects associated with SARM use. For example, one study published in the journal Toxicology and Applied Pharmacology found that the long-term use of SARMs could lead to increased risk of liver cancer. The study was conducted on rats and found that the rats who were given high doses of SARMs over a period of 2 years had a significantly higher risk of developing liver tumors than those who were not given SARMs. Additionally, here's some additional examples of research on SARMs and their potential health effects. One of them is one study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that SARMs use was associated with decrease in high-density lipoprotein (HDL) cholesterol levels, also known as good cholesterol. This decrease in HDL cholesterol could potentially increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Another study published in the journal Cancer Research found that SARMs may promote the growth of breast cancer cells. This study was conducted on mice and found that the mice who were given SARMs had a higher rate of tumor growth and metastasis than the mice who were not given SARMs. A study published in the journal Drug Testing and Analysis found that many SARM supplements sold online contain substances that were not listed on the label, including anabolic steroids and other banned substances. This lack of regulation in our side means that there is a risk of contamination and unintended exposure to these substances when using SARMs. In addition to the potential for physical health problems, there are also concerns about potential psychological effects of SARMs use. One study published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology found that use of SARMs led to changes in brain function and behavior in rats, including increased aggression and anxiety. Another study published in the journal JAMA found that the use of SARMs was associated with increased risk of liver damage. This study analyzed data from FDA's adverse event reporting system and found that SARMs were associated with a higher rate of liver injury than other performance-enhancing substances. It is important to note that research on SARMs is still relatively limited and more studies are needed to fully understand the potential health effects on these substances. However, the existing research does suggest that there are significant risks and concerns associated with the usage. As always, it's important to do your research, talk to a healthcare professional, and weigh the potential risks and benefits before making a decision about using SARMs or any other performance-enhancing substances. Keep in mind that any other substance like improves your performance at gym may in fact cause you a lot of your health problems, like liver problems, health problems, and others. And so keep in mind to make sure that you're making right decisions before making rush decisions. Weigh pros and cons. Is it possible to make gains on take natural supplements instead of jumping into performance-enhancing substances? So make sure that you develop your natural limit so you could be more established, more consistent about your training. So make sure that you're making right decisions before jumping into performance-enhancing substances. So that was my research on SARMs, and I hope it was informative and helpful for you guys, and I hope all the best in your pursuits.